Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. And I'm saying what's up, YouTube, only because I'm only broadcasting to YouTube tonight. I don't want to deal with Twitch right now, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do what we know we can do, which is to broadcast to YouTube, which, not the best option, but it's a reliable option. Okay, so we are gonna do that. We'll see who's going to join us tonight. We are set to build some Batman tonight, and we'll see what else we can get through. We're starting late because my computer, which was supposed to update last night, didn't actually update until, or tried to update right now, and it was at 0% for like 15 minutes, and I just gave up on it. So you know what? We're just gonna run safe stuff tonight, okay? And we're gonna worry about all this other stuff later. Right now, I'm chopping my way through some music wire because I'm gonna be pinning a bunch of these models. You can see I have a stamped 40 mil base there. It's not the best quality. It's yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you that. I just right now I'm just kind of on a cooldown from paint day, so we're gonna do what we do, but we're not gonna sweat the small stuff too much. Okay, so if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting tonight. You can hear from the pop of my triangle cutters that we're going to be working on building a Batman crew. Specifically, we'll be building a Lexcorp crew. And I'm kind of excited to put these together and paint them because I've been thinking about maybe incorporating some of it into my Wonderland crew now that they're all collectively organized crime in the Batman 2.0 game. So I'm just going to chop more and more pins here. And I'm going to sort of take a wager as far as how many pins total it's going to take me to do this entire set. And usually I'm within 1 or 2 pins. And I just sort of chop until I think, well, that many models is that many. I don't even really count the chops. I just sort of chop it. And then we kind of see what happens. Like how far down the choppity chop I have to go. All right, so once again, I know there's not a whole lot to see here, just a bunch of me chopping. What's up, Demon Jester Jay? What's up, got him? Yeah, we thought we kind of had the multiplayer stuff licked so that we could simulcast to YouTube and to Twitch. But I don't know. It's been lagging pretty bad the last couple of times we tried it, even though we did have a successful test run. I think the key might be to just call everything test feed. Because that's when everything seems to work. When I label the stream test feed, it will work great. Otherwise, who the hell knows? It's at a point I start to think that the computer is just making shit up that's going wrong. Well, you saw that meltdown on Friday. Yeah, I got sick of it. Like, it happened on Friday, it happened on Thursday, and I was like, is it really worth it? Twitch is just such a weird format to get started on. And I'm sort of balancing between, simulcasting between Twitch and YouTube, which seems to be very easy to do if I'm the only one on the stream, versus trying to get my friends on, which is way more fun. And to me, I think that's the better long-term goal, simply because I don't know, the feeds are more entertaining, I guess. And that's more important to me. It's more important to me that I have fun while I'm doing these streams, and that would involve having friends hop on, than trying to get started on Twitch. I do eventually want to be on Twitch. I mean, I think that the way I shoot videos and everything, the live stream format that I am these days way more faithful to, is much better for Twitch. But let's see. Wrath of King's game had issues. I got on a little late in the game, so I didn't catch it. Yeah, it did. We switched over to just the YouTube only again, and it was fine. Greenleaf Train says, "What are you doing?" I'm building, dude. Demon Jester J says, "What do you use for the live show?" I use OBS. I use XSplit, and I don't think it's XSplit. I think XSplit does an excellent job. I think what's going on with my multiplayer stream, is that XSplit is relying on the speed of the web link, to the physical Hangout web link. And if something is eating up bandwidth here, then that web page is updating very slowly, and therefore XSplit is updating very slowly, and that's what causes this is all conjecture, by the way, but I think that's what causes the slideshow, when we try to do the multiplayer simulcast. It could just be that maybe my modem or my router can't really handle those kinds of demands, or maybe even the CPU can't handle those demands. I don't have the youngest computer, so let's see. When you get that stuff sorted out, holler at your boy. I'm down to play and shoot the breeze. Techno babble. Yeah, for sure, man. I want to have more people on the show. And I just want to game more. I want to game more and paint more. And I think that's a very normal thing to do. It's just, I'm trying to get it all. Okay, I'm getting greedy. I want to have YouTube and Twitch and Hangouts and all of that together, and not have to. Oh my gosh, who has been using my glue here? This glue is at the end of its lifespan anyways. I'm actually fairly surprised it's still around. Look at that. Still okay. So this is an odd pin. This is an awkward pin right here. Just getting the little guns here, because the guns glue in on a wedge, and that's kind of terrible. It's not the most dimensionally stable place to pin the model, but who knows? I mean, this is Night Models, remember? They don't like dimensionally stable, and whoever does their metal minis. Those just aren't terms that they like to reconcile. I would try OBS Studio. I used XSplit, but it loved lag. It's not a bad thought. Maybe I should switch over to OBS. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a bad thought. Okay. Right now I'm pinning the Lexcorp Heavy Trooper. Let me show you guys what that looks like. This is a model that I've been looking to add to my own organized crime crew. Pretty cool, like that crazy green and purple, and the crazy sort of metallic look that it has. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can paint that. I mean, what I'm going to paint is probably going to look radically different than that, but it's going to have the same general color scheme. But let's see, man. I don't know. I don't really. This is annoying too. Tactical rock. Oh, night. At least with their resin, I think the tactical rock days are over. Man, do I hate tactical rocks. Just a fairly stupid way to attach your model and pose them, you know, just to get whatever weird, you know, three-dimensional pose that they want. I think with the resin, you can see that their poses are really, really 2D. And because they sort of gave up on that idea that, you know, that a good-looking model is a three-dimensional model. You know, a lot of us, because we are such fans of the IP, that it's not going to take much. You know, you just put a sculpt down, a good quality sculpt that's a good representation of the character, and they can be just totally just standing straight up and nothing, you know, not really doing anything, and we're going to be happy with it because it looks like the character. You know, but that's just my take on it. I don't know. You guys tell me. I think the new resin stuff is awesome, and I love that it's almost entirely one piece molds. Yeah, this is Nelson's Lexcorp. So I'm going to be building and painting this for Nelson. But I'm going to get to test drive it at some point and see if it's something I want. Because I got Talia running with Wonderland Cruise, so why not? So, if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Again, we're working on a Lexcorp crew for the Batman miniatures game. Okay. They don't offer miniatures in my hobby shop, but I hear good things about the brand. Oh, you might sell them. Oh, so you already own one. You shouldn't sell it, Albert. You should play. You should play. Whoa. Didn't see that coming. That was kind of crazy. Drilled the hole in for the gun, for the shoulder-mounted gun, and it put a hole into the arm channel here. Went all the way through. Silver base and Minotaur ghost tints to get the Iron Man look. That's true. I could do like a crazy, just non-metallic look with mostly, you know, with really, really crazy lighting pattern, and then just use ghost tints to try to get there. Couldn't you achieve that result with a glaze? Yes. Yes, but it's, you know, painting that style would be very tedious. But we're going to play around with it. We'll see what we can do here. I do kind of like this idea that, you know, we kind of put the lighting down as a generic metallic first and then try to get the color down after. I think that's not a bad thought. You know, in addition to using a glaze, I could get that pattern down and just spray an ink. Hey, what's up, Blade Wolf? Welcome to the feed. This is a good project to jump on. I mean, it's trying to get that look is going to be the entire challenge, but I don't know. Fairly confident that we'll be able to get it, or get something that's at the very least, aesthetically pleasing. Because, you know, it is a really cool look. I don't know if I don't know if I'm entirely happy with how they present it. It's almost a little too, what's the word? It's a little. It's almost like it looks like candy, if that makes sense to you. Like these, I don't know. It's weird. This looks like rock candy or something to me. So I don't know if I want to do that anyway. But we'll see. Why, when you game, do you have to ever, but then you never, ever, so you ever do that? Sometimes. That was my response to that, Adam. Thank you, sir. uh, do they have a Blue Lantern Hal Jordan? I don't know. I don't think so. Kind of good question, though. Is Spencer doing the extra life with you, or is it just you this year? You know what? I need to talk to Spencer. I'm not entirely sure, because at one point we were down. Like it was like, yeah, we're gonna do this event. But then I think somebody else was telling me that it's actually his wife doing extra life this year, and he's just supporting her. So I don't know. I hope it's not just me, because I'm gonna be freaking tired, man. I need another person to come in and help me uh, do some shit. Oh my gosh, why is that? Yeah. Uh-oh. Just not sticking in it. That's kind of worrisome. Why isn't that fitting 100%? There, that should fit 100%. What base are you putting it on? I have a stamped kind of a cobblestone base I'm going to put it on. I know I could just put it on. I could have just put it on the rock base, but I hate those rock bases with a passion. See, that's kind of cool, but the pin is going the wrong way. I don't know. I need the pin to. Oh, I'm going to have to go with a shorter pin, unfortunately. Troy just concerned if the insignia is carved. I don't know how to change it. Yeah, the insignia, I think, tends to be sculpted in. So that's a legitimate concern if you're trying to get Blue Lantern. It would, it'd be cool is if they actually just made a kit, a Hal Jordan kit, or even any of the other like regular Lantern characters, and then just then you could buy like another pack that had different insignias on it, and then you just pop in the insignia that you're going to be using him with. Wow, I don't know what's going on with my glue tonight, or nothing wants to do. Nobody wants to behave tonight. That's okay. I'm not in a terrible rush to get these done anyway, but I still want to finish the job that I started, if you know what I mean. So he's gonna go on this, and he'll go like that, or even like that. There's all kinds of, no, like that's the best way. So he's kind of covering the weak spot of the cast. No zap kicker. I have it, but I don't like using it. It just gets everywhere. Oh shoot, that was bad. Is it gonna be one of those nights? I just broke that. I heard it snap. Hope I didn't break the drill bit. It looks like I did. Like I broke off the bit of it. say green stuff, but that insignia, but that would be me. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue him down. And then we're gonna, I just don't like using ZapKicker for a couple of reasons. One, it kind of gets everywhere. Two, I found that it can kind of form a brittle bond and not exactly of the strongest, CA bond. I heard you snap. I did. Yeah, it did snap. This could be another bloody feed here, depending on what happens next, right? Could be a bloody feed. We don't know. Oh man, he just doesn't want to stay. I think maybe the super glue is telling me something. Yeah, wow, it's not even, super glue is not even bonding. All right, you guys win. ZapKicker it is. We're going to it. We're going for it. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Nice Saturday Night Live reference there. I love Mr. Bill. It was the dumbest skit, but claymation is so, it's like easy laughs to do something in that old school claymation style. Loved it. What do you use for the gaps? I use plastic putty for the gaps. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's not even, you're right. That didn't even bond. Look at that. That leg is just totally loose there. This, I'm just wondering why this glue just will not bond. It's so weird. You're a loose leg. You're a loose leg. Zorro versus Errol Flynn, who wins? Oh, good question. I don't know. That's a tough one because I like both of them. Man, I don't know. Errol Flynn was just so damn classic, and but Zorro was so smooth. I don't know, man. It's like asking me which one of my children I love better. I don't know. How was paint day yesterday? Paint day was freaking awesome. We didn't have that big of a turnout. I think we only had about 6 people painting, 6 or 7 people painting, but 5 of them turned in orcs, which was amazing, and 5 of them turned in orcs, and there was some, there wasn't any brand new painters, but there were still people there that were fairly new. Okie doke. 3. So we're going to use their regular flagstone bases here. And let's see. He's good because he's 1 piece. He's good because he's 1 piece. Well, he's not 1 piece. He's 2 pieces. So still okay. He's good because he's 1 piece. He's good because he's 2 pieces, but I don't like the 2 pieces. So is this Lex and Talia group? Not for me. I think some people would run it that way, but I wouldn't. I actually like Talia more with Wonderland Crew. 1, because I love the miniature, and I love I love the idea of Talia with White Rabbit for some reason. I just think, they kind of have, with Talia wearing the all black and White Rabbit in the all white, that I got this kind of, sexy spy versus spy shit going on, and that's hilarious. Let's see. Saw it on Facebook. The painters did a nice job. Sensei Octave for the win. Thanks, man. Honestly, yesterday, all I did was I built some orcs for them, and I said, look, challenge yourself. You know, everybody knows what an orc looks like, but, you know, make one, challenge yourself. I want to do, and I told him, like, I'm not going to do one with green skin. And there was another guy, Adam, watching, and Adam was, he joined us, and he brought his miniatures, his painted miniatures, because he wanted to kind of ask me advice on, like, what can he do to kind of push his skills a little bit further, because he's a really good painter. Like, he's already, like, really, he paints really sharp and really clean. He's got good color choices. You know, he does a really good job on that. I was just trying to, you know, encourage him to try out different shading and blending techniques. You know, maybe start to look at painting beyond just you know, all the physical borders. So, White Rabbit in the hair. I like that. Thanks, Blade Wolf. Dizzy, what's up, Diz? I agree. Everyone did a great job with their paint day orcs and others. Thanks, Diz. Albert says, I bought Lexcorp and Quick Response Team. Oh, that's cool. So you got a couple different crews going. I wonder if the bit still works. Only one way to find out. Here we go. See if we can make me bleed on this feed. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's not even gonna grab, is it? Yep. She's dead, Jim. All right. So that one's gone. Yeah, I figured I can use QRT with heroes. You're right. Put my goggles on, man. It's gonna be a hell of a ride, man. No, we're good. Just sometimes these kits, like, I can tell this whatever this particular mixture of white metal is, it's harder than a lot of the other ones. So if it's gonna chop, tonight's the night, man. So I just want to try to keep the bits straight and not drill any faster than I have to. You know, just kind of get me to where the pins work. Whoa. All right. The other thing I may do, that bottle of super glue is sort of at the end of its lifespan. So I'll probably just crack open a fresh bottle. Let's see what we got here. I always check to see which of the feet are flatter and which one's going to receive the pin. Let's see. I'm just lurking some tonight. Hey, what's up, Luchesi? Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I told myself for a while I wanted to put it together and paint this crew, but I never really had a plan to get the look that that they have on the studio art. And furthermore, like I was saying, I don't know that I like that art. I'm not entirely sold on the idea that that's the way I want to go. So we'll see. Oh, Demon Jester J, 1 a.m. night all. Good night, Demon Jester J. Thanks for popping in, man. I'm worried about going all the way through. I can sense it. I do not want to go all the way through. Oh, come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, cool. Whoa. Got a little overboard there on the glue. All right. So let's put him off to the side. Hey, he's doing our favorite pose. Check it out. Also, Alexa does not know that. Yeah. So paint day is always good, man. I always love paint day. It's a little hectic beforehand because it's like I got to just get all my shit together and throw it in a, throw it all in a box and get down there. Oh gosh, look at that narrow joint. And the flash associated with it as well. Oh boy. Like, why can't they just cut flat joints? Why does it have to be stupid? What the hell? Yeah, you guys get the joke. The hills are alive. I just looked at the Tancho clan's price on Amazon. I was shocked it's the most expensive team because Tancho is dope, man. I love Clan Tancho. They run more Yajiri than the other clans, and so you get to do some really cool maneuvers with them, like knocking people around by being able to select air results off of their ranged attacks. Is quite fun. I had the same problem with some of the Wrath of Kings units. Yep, I think I recall that, building Wrath of Kings. It's just all the more annoying when it's metal, though, because plastic will at least give you a fighting chance of sticking together if you don't pin it. Metal just hates glue. Yeah, you have what Wrath of Kings had is those like narrow, those really weird plastic pegs. I remember that super glue commercial when I was a kid. You know, the guy had the hard hat on, and he's super glued they super glued the hard hat onto an I-beam, a metal I-beam, and he's holding on to the hat, and therefore like they're saying the super glue can support the guy. And I'm like, dude, that's a metal I-beam. I super glue metal all the damn day, and it's not even 1/10 that strong. Goritsi War Masters are the worst. Yes, I put together a House Goritsi crew. It's actually the one that Andrew's running. The one that he swallowed me up with on Thursday, that was the crew I sold him. I'm sorry, not the crew, the army, the house that I sold him was a House Goritsi. But you guys might want to go check him out. The Brothers of War. He did a time-lapse version of the game, and he's making fried rice, quote unquote, making fried rice. Hey, what's up, Nelson? While he's explaining the game, and I really liked his video, but I do have to call him out on that instant rice shit. Come on, Andrew. We could make some real fried rice, man. The whole concept of fried rice is that it's it's a way to recycle your old rice. It's a way to get more meals out of say a pot of rice that had been around for a couple of days and starting to starting to firm up. That's what you did. That's what fried rice is. Your rice is starting to go bad. Then you take a bunch of crap in your house. You throw it in there. You throw it in the frying pan, and there you go. You have fried rice. It wasn't really until the Western world got a hold of fried rice that it became a little bit more than just like kind of poor man's food, like kind of peasant food. Man, that's just such a weird joint. Dresser rice. Like, I love fried rice. I do make fried rice during Thanksgiving. Uh, I make fried rice and I make pancit, and that's part of our Thanksgiving dinner, and it's nice. Yeah, this is the absolute dumbest joint. So you have all these really cool one-piece sculpts for Lexcorp, and then you have one, sort of questionable two-piece sculpt, and then you have Lex Luthor, which is what the hell were they thinking with this? Like, that pin is not. And the worst part is this pin has to be stumpy too. Watch your eyeballs. Oh, Octave, you got to try out my fried rice this holiday. We can have a fried rice cook-off. Rice was the grain that fueled the civilization of Asia. Yes, it did. All right. We will definitely do that, Nelson. Challenge accepted, sir. Okay. Let's see how this works. Doesn't that make you feel just so reassured, Nelson, when I'm like working with your models and I go, let's see how this works? Or when I open the program and go, I don't really have an approach to getting that look. Let's just wing it, try a couple techniques, see if it works. Not, it's paint. Just paint over it, start over. Oh boy. Yeah, the pin doesn't want to stay in. And that's just like this is a horrible joint. That's not okay. Why is it so loose too? Not like I didn't wiggle the oh gosh. Okay. Sorry. Take that off. I'm gonna use a kicker on it so that the pin stays in place, and then I'll glue it in. Okay. Let's see how this behaves. This is a horrible joint. That's not okay. That's clever because I could be talking about something totally different. Yeah. It's a horrible joint. Ooh. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss some of these metal kits. Although this one kind of nice because of all the one-piece sculpts. One-piece sculpts are fine. I feel bad for the but I don't feel that bad for them. But for like your regular gamer types that are gonna buy Lexcorp, I'm like, oh, I need a powerful crew to put on the board, and they buy the Lexcorp, and then they sit down, and they spend all week getting their list together, and then they get down to their local game, and then they bring these in the blister packs, and they bring a tube of super glue, and they pop them open, and they're just gonna glue the tab straight in, and we're like, yeah, and we're just gonna use the shit. You know, you can't win night models. You just but I really like these. I like the way they went there. Much nicer than the weird bumpy ride textured thing. So let's see. Okay. So this one you just trying to figure out which of the 2 feet is flatter. Let's see. Yeah, but it's not the base foundation. All rice pretty much turns to glucose. I had nothing to add to that, by the way. I just like rice. I don't eat it very often, but I just like it. I don't know. It's almost as if I was like powered by generations of people that ate rice. Who would have thought that I would like rice? But yeah. So back to paint day. Super fun day. Came home, and then that night, I spent most of the night getting all my paints and stuff back, all the materials back to where I normally store them in here. So didn't do anything there. I still have a model in progress. Where'd she go? And I had like basically, I started her, but we didn't really go anywhere with her. And this is the Moon Princess, and you can see her. She almost, I don't know, she has an interesting look on her face right now. She almost kind of looks dead behind the eyes, like the creepy doll. But she's cool. I don't eat it often, but I like it. I like that I'm being quoted that way. I'm in the line of work where I actually do get quoted quite a bit, and it gets annoying. just leave me alone, people. But yeah, and I don't know why. Like I get quoted internally and then also like outside. Sometimes I get quoted in publications and blogs and that kind of stuff. And you never really know the context under which you're being asked questions, and you say something and then they quote you on it. And especially like magazines and stuff, they'll often take like one of your quotes and blow it up and kind of blow it up on the page so that like it's a key point or something. And to your mind, when you were answering the questions, it was not a key point, but it's like, oh, this is a big deal. And so that they think, oh, it's a big deal for my readers. And you're like, that's not a big deal. The hell are you, what are you talking about? We're not a big deal, guy. But hey, not my magazine. It's not like I'm being quoted on, what's your stance on Confederate statues or something like that. Nothing like controversial like that. It's just normal quote stuff. Okay, so in addition to Lexcorp, we also have this guy who I love, Reverse Flash. You know what else I love about this guy? Look at that sculpt, man. Look at it. Guess how many pieces it's going to be. Go on. What you think, man? What you think? It's going to be one sculpt. Oh, yeah. But he's got kind of wiry legs, so I've got to chop the 7 pieces. maybe the like first generation Knight model, it might be 7 pieces. Like the elbows are different pieces, and the shoulders and the leg above the knee and the head would all be separate pieces. And you'd be like, why? Why would you do that? It's that guy in the Speedo that works over at Knight Models. Why? It's beautiful. Put the model together. It's beautiful. Woot for Reverse Flash. It's beautiful, beautiful model. I don't know why every time we talk about like Knight Models or Corvus Belli, we always have to do that same voice. It's beautiful. If you remember, what's his name from Corvus Belli? Every time he was on Beast of War, and they'd ask him, and they have super thick Scottish accents, and be like, "Tell us about your new Corvus Belli," something, right? I have a horrible Scottish accent, and he would get on and go, "It's beautiful, you know us. It's Corvus Belli. We're gonna be beautiful." that was like the extent. And he would say, "I like the way uh, you know they would pronounce things like Aguithiles, the nomad basic infantry, or Aguiciles, but he would say Aguithiles, like really cool, like Spanish accent. Don't worry, just make it beautiful. Yeah, that was their actual guidelines for terrain. And the first translated edition was like, how much terrain do I put? And then the answer was, make it beautiful. That was the guideline. And you know what? When I first read that, I really appreciated it, because when we first got into Batman, and this is actually still true now, is that the emphasis, at least in my mind, was really just to kind of enjoy and immerse yourself in the Batman universe. So the emphasis for setting up your game board should be to try to emulate Gotham or some other important site in the Batman universe. So whatever you were doing, make it look like the comic book or the movie or the cartoon, and make it beautiful, right? The accents are cringe-tacular. I think this dude, Reverse Flash here, he's got some of the skinniest legs for any of the male minis in Knight. Let's see if he has. Yeah, he you do have some mold lines. I think those are supposed to be there, but there's this one here that's not supposed to be there. He's beautiful. All right. Okay, I way overshot the pins, but I didn't realize that 4 out of the 6 models that we would be building are one-piece models. So, you know, the multi-piece guy was the heavy trooper. Okay. He's a runner or speedster. They're generally skinny. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely fits the bill. Okay. So let's start sticking these guys on the bases. Whoa. Let's pull that little extra crud off there. Here's our guy Bane. He's going to tell us about the Von Trapp family. How do you... Okay. Now, because these bases are concave, they're not... The flagstone doesn't run flush with the base. Now I'm concerned. You'd think as for a speedster, he'd have more well-defined legs and calves. Yeah, because he's almost, I mean, when you see a physique like that model, like Reverse Flash, that's more like a, like a marathon runner type physique where he's gonna cover long distances and have a good pace, and get those long strides out of them long legs and be moving at a good clip. Not so much, I don't know, when you think speedsters, my brain is kind of confused as with regards to, does that mean he sprints really fast, or does he like marathon run and then that speed is actually the speed? And actually it shouldn't matter. That's his velocity. When he moves, that's his velocity. It shouldn't matter. Why are all these guys like legs out to avoid the base at all cost? I have to just ever so slightly get them to agree with me. Excuse me, but when is your paint not confused? Does a doe a deer a female deer? You were trying to say brain, but you wrote paint. That's amazing, Adam. Oh man. All right. Ayaya. I don't know if you guys are into The Walking Dead, but I got my new Lucille bat. Take it like a champ edition with all the barbed wires all bloody. Nice. Yeah, dude, your Negan cosplay is pretty rad. I can be Glenn then, right? I can walk around just with like the caved in head. You could pick any of your Asian dude friends and be like, oh, you got to be Glenn because I'm Negan. But yeah, Nelson has a dope Negan cosplay, and he also has a pretty rad Joker cosplay too. So I don't really do cosplay. I just have costumes. Like I don't really do specific characters. The only like no, that's not true. I have two specific characters, but I almost never do them. One is I have a Skeletor costume, and I just put him like I mod the costumes to put Skeletor in like more modern day stuff. So I'll put on like a modern day work shirt and be like work related Skeletor, or I'll put a gas station um, shirt on and be gas station attendant Skeletor. Um, so I can do Skeletor that way. And the other one I have is I actually have I have a Sinestro outfit, but I never wear that. Like nobody should see me in that outfit. That's not a good look for me. That's what I'm saying. You have a buddy who looks like Rick and a Glenn. Glenn, so be Asian and wear a hat. Okay. You have my it's a pretty straightforward costume. It My skin doesn't really go purple, um, and I didn't do the like mustachio. I just kind of kept my facial hair. But I appreciate it. Oh, this guy's got a cruddy mold line right there. So it's up west side. It's up on the west side. It's really hot, and it's gonna be Monday, and I hate Monday. Monday sucks. And you're like, uh-oh, someone's got a case of the Mondays. And you go home and you ask your neighbor, what do you say when someone says, what would you say when someone says somebody has a case of the Mondays? And he says, well, I reckon you get your ass kicked for saying something like that. That made no sense. But it did if you were there watching Office Space with me. My son this year, this was one of the other years where he got to choose what we're all going to be for Halloween. So we're all going to be sharks, and I have the most comfortable shark costume ever. It's essentially just me. Like, it's just a pair of sweatpants that you put on, and it makes it look like you're riding piggyback on a shark. So nothing too exciting this year. We usually, this is probably one of the least extensive years for us as far as like having costumes and stuff like that, because we're just sharks. Yeah. Okay. Oop. Just be a family donkey and you can be the ass end. Thanks. Why is he not standing straight up? It's weird. Oh, that's annoying. His feet are, it's like, oh, that's annoying. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without ruining the mini. Oh, yeah. Got it. I just need to tilt his feet down a bit because I guess the original sculpt was for that stupid textured base that they made. So his feet, they would always curl the toes up because the off of where the slot used to be, their toes would have to be pointed up to avoid, having their heels float in the air. So now when you put them in an actual base, like a not Savage, then you have to curl their toes back down. Okay. And last but not least, Mr. Lex Luthor. I'm sorry, but I absolutely hated Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I thought he was just ridiculous. He was just laughable, especially after he got his hair cut. I thought he was stupid and pathetic enough before they cut his hair, and then at the end of the movie, when they do cut his hair, and he's like holding his face up to the bars and he's like mumbling and chattering and trying to look like menacing. It was ridiculous. And they kind of went with like a Martin Shkreli style Lex Luthor, and it's just sad. I was like, I wonder if they wrote him that way for the movie, or if they wrote him that way because it's like, oh, we're gonna put Jesse Eisenberg in as Lex Luthor. So I don't know. I mean, you can speculate, but here's the problem, right? So you had Jesse Eisenberg there, and with his like ugly long hair and like trying to be clever and witty, talking about the bat and gods and man, and you just want to punch him directly in the face. Like, you're like, this guy is so overtly mustache twirl bad guy that I would just shoot him in the face and roll credits, right? But instead, you have to deal with him all movie, just being this little twerp, and then he becomes even more McLovin at the end of the movie. After they shave his head, like he becomes more Red Mist from Kick-Ass towards the end of the movie. And then meanwhile, when you look at this Lex Luthor, smartest, one of the most powerful men in the world, like, look at this cat. Like, that's a man, right? He's a man. He's not a little boy, like, angry about the internet. This is a man. This guy isn't worried about how much he's charging you for a freaking EpiPen. That's all I'm saying. It's like, why did they have to put these like neutered kids in front of the screen and go, oh, that's the bad guy? Like, these sad emo kids, they keep doing that. They keep doing it over and over again. And I made my own meme on my personal Facebook page, and I was like, how come all the bad guys these days are just like these sad little, emo, pasty white kids? I don't understand. Why don't they have villains that are charismatic and likable and exciting, but also powerful, right? Jesse Eisenberg, there's nothing about that dude that speaks power. There's nothing about that dude that speaks power, right? Having him as Mark Zuckerberg, that was absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Like, you're just talking about a straight up neutered man. That's, perfect. Leave him in as that. But you're going to put him in as Lex freaking Luthor? Give me a break, man. Lex freaking Luthor. To say Gene Hackman is just the better Lex Luthor by a mile, and think about how kind of ridiculous it was to have Gene Hackman play Lex Luthor. get me wrong, Gene Hackman, freaking amazing actor. But he's not. He doesn't strike you as necessarily powerful. He does strike you as somebody kind of slick and kind of, he does strike you as somebody persuasive at the very least. Like that Lex Luthor is at the very least persuasive, and he's, he's got a good, he talks a good game. And he's like wheeling and dealing with Zod and all this stuff, and you're like, okay, that's not really Lex Luthor, but I'm okay. It's better than Eisenberg by a mile. And Hackman never had to go fully bald. He was just, I don't know. To me, the Gene Hackman Lex Luthor was more of the kind of veteran insurance salesman, right? He was more like that. And then so you have to choose between veteran insurance salesman and I don't know. I think of the meme with the kid that his mom wiped his Xbox, and he lost all of his games, and he ran into this little, he must have been like a 14-year-old kid, and he runs into his room and starts throwing his bed sheets around and takes the controller for the game and shoves it up his ass. I mean, I know that was a fake video, but it was super funny. But Octaves, he's Lex Jr. He's actually not the Lex Luthor that we know. Funny how one of my favorite versions of Luthor voiced the Flash for years. We're just giving these guys a second to dry. Then we're gonna do the Primey Prime. Every time you have a 40 mil model like this, you're always terrified of it falling off the base. Oh, that was scary. Just pushing a little too hard there. That tactical rock pisses me off. The gaps aren't too bad. All right. Let's put that there. Dead air. I don't know, man. I don't really have a rant or anything tonight. Like the, emo Hollywood bad guy thing. I guess that's a thing. You guys are talking Flashpoint. Okay. Getting there. Let's put Lex Luthor on this one. I need one more. One more thing. There we go. It's pretty good. And then just because I can, I'm going to go ahead and prime this little snack for my Guild Ball Alchemist team. I'll sneak him in there. The snack. One of the best DC Comics films ever made. Oh, snap. Yeah, I gotta fix that. I'll fix that while primer's drying. I'm just talking to myself. I know you guys don't understand what I'm talking about. I had yesterday during paint day, my 0.2 airbrush, the trigger for the air is jammed, so it's constantly pumping air through the airbrush. So I was going to swap out the trigger with another an older airbrush I have, and then see if it still does that. Oops, what am I doing? So we got to clean out. Let's clean out the 0.3. Okay. Okay. So just so you guys know, this week we're going to try to raffle off the Kitsune clan for Ninja All Stars. That's the Fox clan. Super fun group. Really popular models. You know, most people that I say, hey, what clan do you like? Kitsune pops up almost all the time. Everybody likes the Fox clan. So the goal this week, again, $30 to try to unlock it, and then we'll raffle it off on the Friday night game. That's the tentative plan there. I think Shazam and Jon Stewart make an appearance in the next Justice League film. Maybe. I don't know. You mean the film that's coming out, or like a subsequent film? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? You know what I always consider with all the superhero movies that come out is, if I'm not directly or heavily invested in it, I don't really have any expectations for where I want a film franchise to go. And you got to think that way in terms of film franchises these days. It's not just, um, how good can this one movie be? You have to think like whoever they cast as that superhero, the intent is to keep that actor on board for the extent of his or her superhero's involvement in the storylines that the studios wish to portray. So, in the case of like the Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor, it stands to reason that, we have to deal with this old punk for like any time they're going to bring Lex Luthor on screen. And that's a shame. Welcome back, Blade Wolf. Welcome back, sir. What is going on? Did I just not? I just did not do a good job rinsing my airbrush when I put it away during paint day, which is actually shouldn't surprise anybody. I mean, that's when I get out of there pretty quick because it's like I know I need to be home and they expect me home at a specific time. That's a lot of damn paint, though. Come on, man. That is a lot of paint. There we go. I think we got most, if not all of it. I think we got enough to spray and we're going to be okay. Just shoot the rest through. Boop, 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 boop. Blade Wolf. Oh, thanks for telling him, Cheddar Monkey. Kitsune clan is up next. So if that's one of the clans that you had your eyes on, or you know somebody that has their eyes on the Kitsune clan, that's the one we're going to try to raffle off this Friday. Okay. My nozzle. All right. You currently have it. Oh, okay. Well, you don't need another one. Okay, here we go. Now we can, let's start the priming, folks. It's already 11 o'clock, so I may only get around to just priming. That's fine. I didn't think we were really gonna push beyond that. Color blocking would have been nice, but we started late, so that's okay. So this is gonna be a shorter feed, just because I've got to get up and go to work tomorrow, and we kind of started later. But I promise you, we will get these done in a reasonable amount of time, and you guys will get to see most, if not all, of the process. Where you at, Cheddar? Okay, so there's that. I wonder if I want to do OSL on Lex Luthor. No. East Coast of the USA. Yeah, you're like Cheddar. You're like main area, right? So Nelson will be able to run Crime Kings as well. Oh gosh, he is not on that base. You see that? He's just wiggling up a storm. I'm gonna have to let him dry and reattach him. Northern Maine, the sticks. Lex Luthor is not all about that base. Okay. Nice and Okay. Getting there. He likes skinny robot girls like Mercy. I don't even know where these comments are coming from. I mean, I follow it because of the all about that bass comment, but that's just really annoying. He didn't like a model that's essentially two pieces won't stick to his base with a pin. I don't know. Tell him reverse flash. Now I wonder if it's Mercy and BVS. There's a robot. Whoa. I got some bounce on that one. Do, 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 do. Oh, had a little bit of a clog there. All right. There goes the black. Could be a Jarvis situation. Yeah, it could be a Jarvis situation. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just like agreeing with you. Okay. All right. So, man, just don't. Let's get the primer on him, and then I'll re-glue him after everything is totally dried. That's just going to be annoying. I don't know. Can I get him to stay on there firmly? He kind of has the same issue that Reverse Flash had, where his toes just aren't, they're not staying. Oh, I totally forgot to get the snake. Oops. Let's go get the snake too. Sorry, everything's off camera, but this is somewhat delicate work I'm doing right now. It's a somewhat delicate situation, my friends. How weird. All right, let's load up that black again. Do the snake. Snake is so small, I just totally forgot it was even there. And I think that's going to work for Lex. As delicate as big black cock donuts. Maybe. Theirs aren't really delicate. I mean, you do have to make sure that the whole thing doesn't break apart when you're lifting it up to your gaping mouth, about to partake of its creamy goodness. I like the reference though. All right. Time for gray. All right. And then, like I said, we'll, unfortunately, we will call this to a close. This will be, you see how I drag, how we were able to drag Dizzy out of lurking with that comment. That was a team effort. Me and Cheddar working together there. That's right. Two mans working together to draw it out. You get some cream on your chin after that. I mean, there's a lot of cream in them donuts, man. It was actually, that donut is it's two donuts that they kind of stitched together, because I guess it's too hard to bake like a solid piece like that. Dude, no matter what you say, it's funny. They can't bake a solid piece like that, so they had to stitch it together. Took two men at once to get Dizzy's attention. That's right. She's got standards, dude. I can't be like, we gotta try. We gotta work at this. She's got all kinds of like adoring fans and offers of, no, well, not fortune and fame, but offers of like minis and fame. We gotta up the game here. To put it in 1991 speak, you gotta come correct with that. Oh, I like you. I like you. Candy. What? We're talking about a little thing called the cock and ball. I'm so glad I did that though, because now like case is closed. Now I can proudly walk into Voodoo Donuts next time I'm in Portland and go, yeah, I've already had the cock and ball, sir. Pass me them other donuts, man. Cameo. All right, then we got not the biggest fan of this pose right here. At least they didn't do tactical rock. If they did tactical rock and that's the pose they got out of it, like, does this guy really look that sure of himself as he sort of limply puts that leg forward and extends his shooting arm? I don't think so, man. All right, here we go. Get a weird like armpit thing there going. I love this stance, though. This guy's just chilling in a b-boy stance. I love that. Like, that's a dude that's sure of himself. When you're chilling in a b-boy stance like that, he knows what's up. He's good. He does look kind of meh about being in combat. Yeah, he's not like, that guy is just, he is just covered in doubt. He is clearly not brave the cock and ball. Oh boy. Oh, that's a, dude, Lex Luthor's got gum on his shoes. I'll have to fix that. And then let's not forget the snick. Okay. Pretty good. All right. One color to go. Freaking love Reverse Flash. I might have to get him now. Damn it. Get my own Reverse Flash. Because he is chilling in a b-boy stance. I love him, and there's the Blackgate prisoner, the one that's got the brass knuckles. He's also chilling in a b-boy stance. I need to find all the bad guys that are chilling in a b-boy stance and just run that as a crew. Eobard Thawne. He's a great character. Love Reverse Flash. Talia al Ghul versus Kim Possible. Who wins? It depends. Comic Talia, probably going to win. Movie Talia, going to lose. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to pick specific spots. For the white. Okay. Look at him. Is he sure of himself? He's not sure of himself. Now I want Bueno Nacho. Who doesn't want Bueno Nacho? I'll show you. This guy. I'll show all of you. They're clowning his shitty pose. You know who has best pose? Best pose. Look at him. Come on, hit that high note. You guys don't want to hear me hit that high note. I did once, but I ain't going to hit that high note. Okay. This guy, he's also, I mean, he's supposed to be the pointy guy. So whenever you see pointy guy with knife or pistol, you're like, oh, he must be the sergeant of the squad. But he doesn't look all that confident either, does he? It's because they got Eric B in their squad, and Eric B and Bane, like those are the other two members of your squad. You might lose a little confidence. You're not sure of himself, you think. Another one with that pose. If only you could hire them for Bane. Then you could take Bane and a bunch of guys in that pose. Yeah. We'll fix Lex Luthor's his weird, crappy shoes. Whoa! Sorry! I'm sorry! Yeah. It happens. Everybody else okay? We're all okay. Okay. And last but not least, Snick. I thought they were robots. Not sure if there's human beneath the suit other than Luthor's. I don't know. Nice. It's okay. Yeah. Everybody looks pretty good here. True, true. All right. Okie doke. So just a prime job. You know, we're not doing the big stuff tonight. Just getting them ready. So we'll let those dry, and then tomorrow I'll start them up. I got to clean the gum off of Lex Luthor's shoes because I had to do that to get him to stay still. But now I've got to remove some of that stuff. All right. So I'll leave the comments up for a little bit before I call it. And again, I apologize for the short stream, but it is late, and I do have to get up for that bullshit we call work tomorrow morning. All right, so cut that. Whoa. So yeah, it's all good. Yeah, we'll knock this out quick because 4 of them are basically just the armor, painting the armor, and then you paint Luthor. Reverse Flash is super fast. He doesn't have. Well, I think I was explaining to Nelson that like Reverse Flash is tricky in the sense that you're spraying a gradient. He starts off brown, and you work your way up, and then at the very end you have these really, really bright yellows here. And if you screw it like that, getting that down isn't hard, but if you screw up any of the little detail stuff and you go over the yellow, then it becomes pretty just annoying. All right, so yeah, we'll let these guys dry. We'll kick on the camera tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel. And yeah, just want to say thanks to everybody for watching, and also thanks to everybody who made it out to paint day, even if it was just to stop by. You know, the support I always appreciate, and you know, it's always good to just get with new painters and see how excited they are about their projects, and then put something fun in front of them, like Orcs for October. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching. Have a good night, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.